In the middle of the busy city stood a tall, shining building called the Willow Hotel. It was famous for its luxury, grand rooms, and polite staff. Every day, people from different places came to stay there. Some were rich and powerful, while others were visitors just passing through. But for the people who worked there, the hotel was more than just a building. It was a place where they spent most of their days, hoping for a better life. Among the staff was a young woman named Maya. Maya was a maid who cleaned rooms, made beds, and helped guests in small ways. She had dark brown skin and bright eyes that always carried a spark of kindness. Maya was not rich or famous, but she was proud of her work. Every morning, she put on her neat uniform and walked to the hotel, ready to give her best. Maya lived in a small house with her mother and little brother, sharing one tiny room in a crowded neighborhood. Her mother often worried about how hard Maya worked, but Maya always said, "One day, things will be better." She dreamed of a life where she did not have to serve others but could stand on her own feet. On this particular morning, the hotel was very busy. A group of rich guests had just arrived for a special event. They wore expensive clothes, sparkling jewelry, and carried designer bags. Their laughter and voices filled the lobby, and they looked around with pride, knowing they were important. Maya watched them quietly from a distance as she cleaned the tables near the entrance. She had learned to keep her head down around such people. Sometimes, when they spoke loudly or laughed at her, she felt small and invisible. But she never let it show. Instead, she smiled politely and continued her work. One of the guests, a tall man with silver hair, looked at Maya strangely. He whispered something to his wife, and they both stared at her with dislike. Maya could feel their eyes burning into her skin, but she refused to look away. She knew she was just doing her job. The hotel manager, a man named Mr. Collins, noticed the guests' behavior. He was a kind man but often nervous when rich people complained. He came over to Maya and said quietly, "You might want to stay away from that floor today. The guests don't want to see you there." Maya's heart tightened. She did not understand why her skin color made a difference. She nodded without a word and walked away slowly. It felt like the world had closed a door on her. That day, Maya worked in the back rooms, cleaning spaces that no guests saw. She thought about the guests who looked down on her. Why do they think they are better, she wondered. But even in her sadness, Maya refused to lose hope. At lunch, her co-workers tried to cheer her up. Lena, a cheerful young woman who worked as a waitress, said, "Don't listen to them, Maya. You're strong and kind. One day, they will see who you really are." Maya smiled weakly but felt grateful for the small support. The hotel was like a small world where kindness was rare, but it still existed in moments like these. That afternoon, the hotel was full of noise and movement. The rich guests held their party in the grand ballroom. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, shining light on sparkling dresses and polished shoes. Maya passed by the door as she cleaned the hallways, hearing music and laughter. She paused for a moment and looked inside. The room was full of joy, but it was not her place to join. Instead, she reminded herself, "I will work hard, and someday, I will shine too." As the day ended, Maya walked home under the pink sky of sunset. The city lights flickered on one by one. Children played in the streets, and neighbors greeted each other warmly. Maya's little brother ran to meet her with a smile. "Did you have a good day, Maya?" he asked. She hugged him and said, "Yes, little one. Tomorrow will be better." At home, Maya's mother cooked a simple meal. They ate quietly, tired but hopeful. Maya told them about the hotel and the guests. Her mother listened carefully and said, "Remember, Maya, your value is not in their eyes but in your heart." Maya nodded. She knew her mother was right. No matter how people treated her, she had to believe in herself. That night, before sleeping, Maya looked at the stars through the small window. She wished for a future where respect and kindness were for everyone, not just the rich. The next day, Maya returned to the Willow Hotel, ready to face whatever came her way. She cleaned rooms with care and smiled at the guests she met, even if they did not smile back. Little did she know, her life was about to change in a way she never imagined. The next morning, the Willow Hotel buzzed with activity. The chandeliers sparkled in the sunlight, and the polished floors reflected the busy footsteps of the staff. Maya arrived early, as always, carrying her cleaning supplies with care. She greeted her friends softly but got ready to work alone. Today, her heart felt heavier. Word had spread that a group of very rich guests was staying on the 5th floor. These guests were known to be demanding and difficult. Maya heard whispers among the staff. Some said the guests did not like seeing her around because of her skin color. This made Maya nervous, but she reminded herself, "I am here to do my job well." As she pushed the cleaning cart toward the elevator, Maya noticed Mr. Collins, the hotel manager, speaking quietly with the rich guests. She didn't hear the exact words, but she could tell from their serious faces that something was wrong. When Maya reached the 5th floor, she started cleaning the hallway and rooms. She moved quietly, careful not to disturb anyone. The guests were loud and rude that day. They complained about the food, the music, and even the color of the curtains. Maya did her best to ignore their voices and focus on her work. Suddenly, one of the guests spotted her. It was a woman wearing a large hat and shiny earrings. She looked at Maya with anger and called out loudly, "Hey! You! The maid with dark skin! Leave this floor right now! We don't want you here!" Maya froze. Her hands trembled slightly, but she stayed calm. She replied politely, "I am just doing my job, ma'am. I will leave if the manager asks me." The woman's voice grew louder. "No, you will leave now. We will not have you near us. You are not welcome here." Other guests joined in, some laughing, others nodding in agreement. The hotel manager, Mr. Collins, rushed over and whispered to Maya, "Please, Maya, step away from this floor for today. The guests are unhappy." Maya wanted to say no, but she knew arguing would make things worse. She nodded silently and began pushing her cart toward the stairs. As she passed the guests, she heard cruel whispers and saw their eyes filled with dislike. It hurt her deeply, but she held her head high. Maya knew she was more than what they saw. She went to the back of the hotel, where the staff gathered during breaks. Her friends looked at her with sympathy. Lena, the waitress, gave her a warm hug. "They have no right to treat you this way," Lena said softly. "You are strong, Maya." Maya smiled weakly but felt tears building in her eyes. She sat down and quietly wiped her face. "I don't understand," Maya said. "Why do they hate me just because of my skin? I work hard, just like everyone else." Her friend Raj, who worked as a bellboy, sat beside her. "People are often afraid of what they don't understand. But don't let their fear become your pain." Maya nodded slowly. She wanted to believe him, but the sadness in her heart was heavy. Later that day, Maya finished her work in the kitchen and laundry rooms. She avoided the 5th floor and the rich guests who had demanded she leave. The hotel felt different, cold and unkind in some places. As she cleaned the last room, Maya found a small note left behind on the bedside table. It was from a child guest, a little boy who had stayed in the room the day before. The note said, "Thank you for making my room clean and nice. You are very kind." Maya smiled and held the note close. It was a small light in a dark moment. After her shift ended, Maya walked slowly home. The streets were busy, but her steps were quiet. She thought about the guests and their harsh words. When she reached her small house, her mother was waiting with a warm smile. "How was your day, Maya?" Maya hesitated but then shared everything. Her mother listened carefully, her eyes full of love and worry. "My dear Maya," her mother said, "some people's hearts are small, but yours is big. Don't let their hate take your light away." That night, Maya lay awake, thinking about what had happened. She remembered the child's note and the kindness that still existed in the world. She knew she could not change what the guests thought, but she could change how she saw herself. Maya decided that she would not be afraid anymore. She promised herself to keep working hard and to be proud of who she was. The next morning, when she returned to the Willow Hotel, Maya carried with her a new strength. She was ready to face the challenges ahead, knowing that one day, things would be different, not because others said so, but because she believed it was possible. The morning sun had barely risen when Maya walked through the grand doors of the Willow Hotel. Her steps were steady, and her heart held a quiet determination. The incident on the 5th floor still weighed on her mind, but she refused to let it break her spirit. She knew she had to be strong, not just for herself, but for her family and for all the people who believed in her. As Maya pushed her cleaning cart down the hotel corridors, she greeted the other staff with a soft smile. Lena, the waitress, gave her a thumbs up from across the hall, and Raj the bellboy winked at her. Their small gestures made her feel less alone. Maya's day began like many others. She cleaned rooms, polished furniture, and folded fresh towels with care. Every detail mattered to her. She believed that her work, even if unseen by some, was important. She took pride in the way the rooms looked after she finished. During her lunch break, Maya sat with her co-workers in the small staff room. The room was plain, with a few chairs and a small table, but it was a place where they could share stories and find comfort. Today, the air was filled with quiet conversation. Lena spoke first. "Maya, you handled yesterday so well. I know it wasn't easy. But you didn't show any anger. That takes courage." Maya shook her head gently. "I was sad, yes. But anger doesn't help. I want to be better, not bitter." Raj smiled. "You are more than a maid, Maya. You have a strength that others don't see. Maybe they can't understand it, but we do." Maya felt a warmth in her chest. She realized that even though some guests judged her, the people who truly mattered, the people who worked alongside her, respected her. That respect meant more than anything. Back on the floors, Maya continued her work, but something inside her had changed. She no longer moved quietly to avoid attention. Instead, she held her head high, walking with confidence. She was more than just a maid, she was a person with dreams and value. Later in the day, Maya was cleaning one of the hotel's large suites. The room was filled with expensive furniture and beautiful paintings. As she dusted the shelves, she heard footsteps behind her. It was Mr. Harris, the hotel owner. He was a tall man with kind eyes and a gentle smile. Maya had seen him around before but never spoke much to him. Today, however, he stopped to watch her work. "Good morning, Maya, he said softly. Maya looked up, surprised. Good morning, sir. Mr. Harris smiled. I've heard about what happened on the 5th floor. I want you to know that I'm sorry you had to go through that. It's not the way we want things here. Maya's eyes widened. No hotel owner had ever spoken to her like this before. I believe in hard work and kindness, he continued. You show both every day. Don't let anyone make you feel less than you are. Maya felt tears prick her eyes, but she blinked them away quickly. Thank you, sir. That means a lot to me. Mr. Harris nodded. If you ever want to talk or have ideas to help improve the hotel, my door is open. With that, he walked away, leaving Maya feeling both surprised and hopeful. As the day went on, Maya thought about what Mr. Harris had said. Could she really have a voice in the hotel's future? Was it possible for her to dream bigger than cleaning rooms? That evening, after her shift ended, Maya returned home. The little house was filled with the smell of food and the laughter of her brother. Her mother greeted her with a warm hug. How was your day, Maya? Her mother asked gently. Maya smiled, a new light in her eyes. Better than before. I talked to Mr. Harris today. Her mother's eyes sparkled. That is wonderful. You see? Good things can happen. Maya nodded. I want to do more, Mama. Not just work here but help make things better for everyone. Her mother placed a hand on Maya's shoulder. You have the heart for it. Follow your dreams, and never forget who you are. That night, Maya sat by the small window in her room, looking out at the stars. The city lights twinkled far away, and she felt a quiet hope grow inside her. The world was big and sometimes unfair, but Maya knew she had a strength no one could take away. She thought about the rich guests who had demanded she leave. Their hatred was heavy, but Maya's spirit was stronger. She promised herself that one day, she would not just work at the Willow Hotel, she would help change it. Maya's silent strength was like a seed planted deep inside her heart. It would grow slowly, but with time and care, it could become something powerful. The days passed, and life at the Willow Hotel continued as usual. Maya's quiet strength had not gone unnoticed by many of the staff, and even a few guests had started to smile when they saw her working. But the memories of that harsh day on the 5th floor stayed in her mind like a shadow she could not shake. One morning, as Maya finished cleaning the lobby, she saw Mr. Harris standing near the front desk, speaking with the hotel manager, Mr. Collins. Their voices were low, but Maya could tell they were discussing something important. After a moment, Mr. Harris turned and saw her. Maya, could I speak with you for a moment? He asked kindly. Maya felt a mix of nervousness and curiosity. She nodded and followed him to a quiet corner near the grand staircase. I've been watching your work, Mr. Harris began, folding his hands. You are one of the most dedicated people here. You don't just clean rooms, you care about the hotel and the people who come here. That is rare. Maya looked down at her shoes, unsure what to say. She wasn't used to praise from people like him. Mr. Harris smiled gently. I want to offer you something. We are planning to renovate the hotel soon, and I want someone who understands the daily work, someone who sees everything from the ground level. Would you be interested in helping with guest relations and managing the renovation project? Maya's eyes widened. Me? I'm just a maid. I don't know much about managing or renovating. That's exactly why I want you, Mr. Harris said firmly. You see the hotel in ways others don't. Your ideas could make a big difference. You have the heart and the honesty we need. Maya's mind raced. Could this be real? Could someone like her, someone the rich guests had pushed away, be trusted with such an important job? She took a deep breath and nodded slowly. I would like that very much, sir. Thank you for believing in me. Over the next few days, Maya's life began to change. She met with architects, decorators, and hotel staff to learn about the renovation plans. She listened carefully, asked questions, and shared her thoughts. Her experience cleaning every corner of the hotel gave her insight others missed. Maya suggested small changes to make the hotel more welcoming. She wanted to create spaces where all guests, no matter their background, would feel comfortable and respected. She proposed training for the staff to improve kindness and understanding. Some people were surprised by Maya's ideas, but Mr. Harris supported her fully. She knows this hotel better than anyone, he told the team. We must listen to her. Maya worked hard, staying late some nights to review plans and prepare reports. Her hands were no longer only for cleaning but for writing and organizing. She felt proud but also nervous. Many would watch to see if she would fail. One afternoon, while walking through the hotel's busy lobby, Maya overheard two guests talking quietly but with disapproval. Did you hear? The hotel hired one of the maids to help with the renovation. Can you imagine? It's unusual for someone like her to have such a role. Maya clenched her fists but did not stop walking. She reminded herself that change often made people uncomfortable. Back in the staff room, her friends cheered when they heard the news. Lena smiled brightly and said, "You're showing everyone that hard work and kindness can change the world." Raj nodded. "This is just the beginning, Maya. You're going to do great things." Despite the excitement, Maya knew she had to prove herself every day. Some guests still looked at her with suspicion or ignored her completely. But now, she had a new confidence. She knew her worth and believed in the future she was building. One evening, as the hotel's grand ballroom was being prepared for an important event, Maya stood by the window, watching the workers move furniture and hang decorations. The hotel was transforming before her eyes, and so was she. Mr. Harris joined her, placing a hand on her shoulder. "You have done more than help with the renovation, Maya. You have brought a new spirit to this place. This hotel will be known not just for its beauty, but for its heart." Maya smiled, feeling tears of happiness. "Thank you, sir. I only want to make a place where everyone feels welcome." The renovation continued for several weeks. Maya's role grew, and she became a leader among the staff. Her kindness and determination inspired others to work harder and be kinder. One day, as Maya organized a meeting with the hotel team, she remembered the rich guests who had demanded she leave. She no longer felt hurt or angry. Instead, she felt a quiet power, the power to change things from inside. Maya knew the road ahead would still have challenges, but she was ready. Her dreams were no longer just wishes whispered in the dark. They were plans, growing clearer with each step she took. That night, as Maya returned home, her little brother ran to meet her, his eyes wide with excitement. "Maya, the hotel looks different now. It's beautiful." Maya knelt down and hugged him tightly. "Yes, little one. It's a new beginning for all of us." Her mother watched them, smiling softly. "I'm proud of you, Maya. You are changing the world, one step at a time." Maya looked up at the stars through the small window. The sky was wide and full of possibilities. She was no longer just a maid. She was a woman with a vision, ready to own her future. The Willow Hotel was no longer just a place of shining walls and polished floors. It was slowly becoming a home for everyone who entered, no matter who they were. Thanks to Maya's hard work and ideas, the hotel began to change. With the renovation well underway, the staff noticed a new feeling in the air. Guests seemed happier, and even the hotel workers carried themselves with more pride. Maya was no longer just a maid, she was a leader. She organized meetings, helped solve problems, and made sure everyone felt respected. Every morning, Maya arrived early, her heart full of hope. She moved through the hotel with confidence, greeting guests and workers alike. Her smile was warm, and her words kind. People began to notice not just her work, but the way she treated everyone with respect. One afternoon, Maya was in the grand ballroom, overseeing the final touches before a special event. The room was breathtaking, crystal chandeliers sparkled, and fresh flowers decorated every table. Maya felt proud of how far the hotel had come. Suddenly, she heard voices from the corridor. She turned and saw a group of the rich guests who had demanded she leave weeks ago. Their expressions were mixed, some looked uncomfortable, others curious. Maya's heart beat faster, but she did not let fear take over. She straightened her back and walked toward them with calm confidence. "Welcome to the Willow," she said politely. "Is there something I can help you with?" The man who had been the leader of the group looked surprised. "You're managing this hotel now?" Maya nodded. "I'm helping to make it better for everyone." One of the women scoffed, "We never thought someone like you could be in charge here." Maya met their eyes firmly. "People often surprise us when we look beyond their appearance." The guests looked away, unable to meet her steady gaze. They had once tried to push her away, but now she stood taller than they had expected. As the guests walked away quietly, Maya returned to her work, feeling a mix of relief and strength. She knew this moment was important not just for her, but for everyone who had ever been treated unfairly. The hotel's new spirit attracted more visitors from all walks of life. Families, business people, travelers from far and near all came to enjoy the welcoming atmosphere Maya helped create. The Willow was no longer just a luxury hotel, it was a place where kindness and respect were the true treasures. One day, Mr. Harris called Maya to his office. The room was bright and filled with books and plans for the hotel's future. "Maya," he said, smiling, "your work has changed this hotel in ways I never imagined. The guests love the new atmosphere, and the staff feels more like a family." Maya felt shy but happy. "Thank you, sir. I couldn't have done it without the team." Mr. Harris leaned forward. "I want you to take on even more responsibility. I am trusting you to lead the guest relations department. You will have a team to help you." Maya's eyes shone. "I will do my best, sir." Her new role meant more challenges, but also more chances to make a difference. Maya learned to speak in meetings, share her ideas with confidence, and solve problems quickly. She listened to guests' concerns and worked hard to find solutions. One evening, as the hotel's lights glowed softly in the twilight, Maya walked through the halls. She remembered the nights when she was told to leave and the hurt she had felt. But now, she saw a future filled with hope and respect. Her co-workers cheered her success and saw her as an inspiration. Lena said, "Maya, you've shown us all that no matter where we start, we can rise." Raj added, "You've changed the hotel, and you've changed how we see ourselves." Maya smiled, feeling the warmth of friendship and support. At home, her mother and brother were proud too. Her brother often told his friends, "My sister works at the Willow Hotel, and she is helping make it better for everyone. Maya's life was changing, but she never forgot the small house where her journey began. She stayed humble and kind, knowing that true success came from the heart. One day, as Maya prepared for a big event, she found a letter slipped under her office door. It was from the child who had once left a note thanking her for cleaning his room. The letter said, "Dear Maya, thank you for making the Willow a place where everyone feels special. You are brave and kind. I hope one day I can be like you." Maya held the letter close, tears of joy filling her eyes. She realized that her journey was about more than just a hotel. It was about hope, courage, and the power of kindness. The Willow Hotel had become a symbol of change not because of its gold or marble, but because of the people who believed in something better. And Maya was leading that change. The Willow Hotel had become a place of pride for Maya and all the staff. The renovations were complete, and the hotel sparkled with a fresh new look. Guests were happier, and the atmosphere was filled with kindness and respect. Maya's hard work was paying off, and her new role as head of guest relations gave her confidence she never imagined possible. But with success came new challenges. One busy morning, as Maya walked through the lobby checking on guests, she noticed a man standing near the entrance. He looked upset and was speaking loudly on his phone. His voice carried across the room, and several guests stopped to listen. Maya approached him quietly. "Good morning, sir. Is there something I can help you with?" The man looked down at her and sighed. "I have a reservation, but my room is not ready. This is very inconvenient. I need to speak to the manager." Maya nodded calmly. "I understand, sir. Let me check your reservation and see what I can do." She quickly found the man's booking in the computer and saw that there was a mistake. The room had been double booked. It was a serious problem, but Maya did not panic. Instead, she called Mr. Collins, the hotel manager, and explained the situation. "We need to find a solution," Maya said firmly. "The guest is upset, and we must make this right." Mr. Collins arrived quickly and thanked Maya for her help. Together, they offered the guest a different room, upgraded to a suite, and a complimentary dinner at the hotel restaurant. The man's anger softened, and he smiled. "Thank you for fixing this. I appreciate your help." Maya felt relief and pride. She had handled the problem with calm and kindness. But she knew that managing guests was not always easy. Later that week, Maya received a complaint from another guest. This time, it was about noise from the hotel's renovation team working late into the night. The guest was angry and wanted a refund. Maya listened carefully and apologized for the disturbance. She explained that the work was almost finished and promised to speak to the team to reduce noise. Maya's ability to listen and understand people's feelings became her greatest strength. She learned that sometimes, being kind meant saying sorry and working to make things better. Not all guests were easy to please, but Maya never lost patience. She treated everyone with respect, no matter who they were or where they came from. One afternoon, Maya's old friends, Lena and Raj, came to visit her at the hotel. They sat together in the staff room, sharing stories and laughter. "Look at you now," Lena said, smiling proudly. "From cleaning rooms to leading the hotel. You inspire us all." Raj nodded. "You faced so many challenges and never gave up." Maya smiled but also felt tired. "It hasn't been easy. Sometimes I wonder if I am strong enough." Lena took her hand. "You are stronger than you think. We believe in you." Maya felt her heart fill with gratitude. She knew she had a team who supported her. That evening, as the hotel quieted down, Maya sat by the window in her office. She looked out at the city lights and thought about how far she had come. From the small house where she grew up to this beautiful hotel, her journey was full of hope and courage. But Maya also knew her story was not finished. She wanted to do more, not just for the hotel but for the people who worked there and the community around it. She began to plan a new project, a program to help train young people in the neighborhood who wanted to work in hotels and learn new skills. Maya believed that everyone deserved a chance to succeed, just like she had. With determination, Maya spoke to Mr. Harris about her idea. He listened carefully and smiled. "That is a wonderful idea, Maya. I will support you in making it happen." Together, they started the training program, and soon, young people from the area began to come to the hotel to learn about hospitality, customer service, and teamwork. Maya loved teaching them and sharing her story. She wanted them to know that no matter where they started, they could achieve great things. One day, as Maya walked through the training room, she saw a young girl struggling to carry a heavy box. Maya hurried to help her. "Thank you, Maya," the girl said shyly. Maya smiled warmly. "You're doing great. Keep trying, and don't give up." The girl looked up with hope in her eyes. Maya knew this was why she worked so hard to make a difference in the lives of others. The Willow Hotel was no longer just a place to stay. It was a place of learning, growth, and kindness. And Maya was at the heart of it all. Months passed, and the Willow Hotel blossomed into something more than just a place for guests to stay. It had become a symbol of hope, kindness, and new beginnings. Maya's dream of creating a better place for everyone was coming true. Her training program grew stronger every day. Young people from the neighborhood came to learn new skills and build a future. Maya watched with pride as many of them found jobs at the hotel or in other places nearby. Their smiles reminded her of her own journey, starting from small steps but dreaming big. One morning, Mr. Harris called Maya into his office. The room was warm and filled with sunlight. He sat behind his desk, looking thoughtful. "Maya," he said slowly, "I want to share something important with you. The hotel belongs to my family, but I have been thinking about what it really means to own a place like this." Maya listened carefully, her heart beating fast. "I have seen how much you love this hotel and how hard you work to make it better for everyone. I want you to have a chance to own a part of it." Maya was stunned. "Me? Own part of the hotel?" Mr. Harris nodded. "Yes. You have earned it. I want to give you shares in the hotel, so you can help lead it into the future." Tears filled Maya's eyes. She had never dreamed of something like this, not in her wildest hopes. "This means I can help make decisions for the hotel? Help all the people who work here?" she asked. "Exactly," Mr. Harris smiled. "You've already changed the hotel in ways no one imagined. Now you can help guide its future." Maya's thoughts raced. She remembered the rich guests who had demanded she leave, the pain she had felt, and the strength she found inside. Now, she was not just part of the hotel, she was part owner. She felt proud, not because of money or power, but because she had shown that respect, hard work, and kindness could change a life. From that day on, Maya's role grew even more. She worked closely with Mr. Harris and the hotel team to make decisions that helped guests, staff, and the community. Maya's vision was clear: the Willow Hotel would always be a place where everyone was welcome, where dreams could grow, and where kindness ruled. One afternoon, Maya stood at the hotel's entrance, watching the guests arrive. A family with small children walked in, their faces bright with excitement. a businesswoman carried her suitcase with confidence. A group of young trainees smiled as they talked about their plans. Maya smiled too, knowing she had helped make this place special. Later that evening, the hotel held a celebration for the new owners and the training program graduates. The ballroom was filled with laughter, music, and happiness. Maya stood on the small stage, her heart full. She spoke softly but clearly. "When I started here, I was just a maid. I never imagined I would stand here today, part owner of this hotel. But dreams can come true when you believe in yourself and never give up." The crowd applauded, and Maya looked at the faces around her, the staff, the guests, the young trainees. They were her family now. After the celebration, Maya's mother hugged her tightly. "I am so proud of you, Maya. You have shown us all what courage means." Maya smiled through her tears. "This is only the beginning, Mama. There is so much more to do." That night, as Maya looked out the window of her small room in the hotel, she felt peace. The city lights twinkled below, and the stars shone brightly above. She thought about the long journey she had traveled, from the hurtful words of the rich guests to the joy of owning a part of the Willow Hotel. Maya knew that life would still have challenges. But she also knew she had the power to face them. Her story was no longer just about a maid who was asked to leave. It was about a woman who rose above hate, worked hard, and changed her world. And in owning the hotel, Maya owned her future. She smiled, ready for whatever came next.